What is up, you beautiful bastards? It is 10:09 p.m. Atlantic Daylight Savings Time. That means only one thing: that Jukebox Trivia is live with the first of the Iron Man matches that we have set up for the next few weeks, and build up in anticipation to our championship match, which will be later on in May. We are starting off with Pink Floyd. This has been heavily requested, heavily demanded by our three competitors today. We decided this will be the first one to start things off. But before we go to our competitors, I have to join myself with my co-host, my question writer, my co-host, Mr. Matthew Rosa. Matthew, how are you doing on this fine Monday evening?
I'm getting over the flu, but other than that, I'm fine. It's been a heck of a week, but I think these questions were a lot of fun to write. I think they'll be a lot of fun for them to answer. I think if I were in this match, I'd get about a 6, maybe a 7. Maybe a 7 out of 40. So, this is definitely interesting. A lot of really weird trivia questions because I basically went, crap, I don't know how to write 40 Pink Floyd questions. Pink Floyd studio. Yeah, see some stuff like that out here.
There must be a bug in the community because I am actually in the middle of a cold right now, as you can probably tell by my stuffy nose and very nasally voice. I could probably do a very good Harry Carey impression at the moment. But let's go to the minds of our competitors, starting with one, Rob Clark. Rob, you were probably the biggest pusher of this match. What is it about Pink Floyd that excites you and makes them your favorites?
Introduced to me by my brother. I was 13 years old, so it's been 30 years of following this band. I've seen them play twice. I've seen Roger Waters play 3 times. I've been immersed in it since I was a teenager. So of all the bands out there, I think this is the best one I could give a good run to.
Right. Best of luck to you, sir. And your opponent today is one of your opponents today is David Jimenez. David, I would ask the same question to you. What is it about Pink Floyd that excites you and makes them one of your favorites?
I don't know, man. I certainly have not followed them by 30 years, like that's for sure. But I have followed them by quite some time now, and they were like what introduced me to like really like complex music, if you want to call it like that, like progressive stuff and art rock and from that on it just went all like a downward spiral to every single song in every single album they released, and that was about it. I just love the hell out of this band, and they're certainly one of my favorites, if it's not like this thing that I own right here, that other thing that I own right there. So
only one of the most instantly recognizable album covers of all time. But enough about that. Let us go to Robert Adams. Robert, same question to you. What is it about Pink Floyd that makes them one of your favorites?
I mean, I just started listening to them yesterday, so I mean, obviously I don't have 30 years on this as well. But in actuality, I mean, I've listened to them, I don't know, for like a good 10 years at least, steadily. And then it's just one of those, like, kind of like my movie knowledge. I just pick up stuff as I listen. I've just increased listening to more and more and just learned more about them and just really like all of their music. I've seen Roger Waters once with The Wall when he came to Austin, Texas to do it, and that's about it. And that's quite easily one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to. So. All
right. Well, best of luck to you guys. So to the kids at home, you may be asking yourself, is this like a Full Metal Random match? Is this like a Showdown Iron Man match? And the answer is kind of. Instead of there being a time limit, which you see in normal Iron Man matches, we do straight 40 questions. There's no time limit. It's just 40 questions based on their accuracy alone. The catch is on the last 10 questions, we do what's called speed round, where in those questions, you will lose a point if you are incorrect. For our competitors, they will get 3 repeats as well as a challenge. If they deem a question unworthy or the answer is shenanigans, turn on that flag and we answer accordingly. Also, 15 seconds, write down your answer on your piece of paper, whiteboard, cat, or sandwich. You don't have to discriminate what your answer's on. If you guys don't have any questions, we will get right into it.
Let's get right into it, man. I've been waiting for this.
All right, let's dance. I'll head off with question number 1. Very simple. In what year did Pink Floyd form?
Pretty sure I've asked this question in a jukebox match before.
You might have asked this question before.
These 3 bozos have made me write so many Pink Floyd questions. The pool is running thin.
Well, we'll see if they got it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going to start with Rob Clark.
1965.
That is correct. Robert Adams.
I said 1967.
And David Jimenez.
65.
65 is absolutely correct. All right, Rosa, question number 2.
Question number 2. I was about to say in the category of Pink Floyd, but I think that's a bit of a given. Which member of Pink Floyd, their least prolific songwriter, is their only published author?
Rosa, kind of a random question for you, but who is your favorite author?
Probably I would say Ray Bradbury. Yeah. Martian Chronicles, Fahrenheit 451, both top 5.
I'm gonna be pretty mainstream. I'm gonna say Stephen King.
That's a pretty good pick. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we'll go to David.
Nick Mason.
That's correct. Robert.
Put Richard Wright. Figured it was a 50-50 shot between him and Mason.
And Rob.
Nick Mason.
That's correct.
Okay. Question number 3 in the category of Pink Floyd. What song by Pink Floyd did Stanley Kubrick want to use for Clockwork Orange? A film that I have yet to see, but I hear it is quite interesting.
It's good. It's very good. It's almost like Stanley Kubrick didn't make bad movies, unless you count AI.
The second half of Full Metal Jacket.
It's not a bad movie. It's just a decent movie. It's just at least better half than the first one.
The first half is like gold, and the second half is like copper.
Yeah, and then
it's fun.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to start with Robert Adams.
Echoes.
That is incorrect. I'm going to start with David.
Atom Heart Mother.
That is correct. Robert Clark.
No, I said Interstellar Overdrive.
Oh, all right.
David's the only person who has remained perfect through 3.
By the way, listen to that song. It could be 23 minutes long, but it's worth it.
Question number 4. Aside from articles, what word did Pink Floyd remove from their band name? So for clarification, not the, because obviously that's a gift.
So my articles, meaning the only 3 articles being the, or, and.
Correct.
The more you know.
Yeah, you should probably tell that to some people in the Schmodown who still try to argue the rule, even though Mark Ellis says every time articles don't matter if there's more than 2 words. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time we'll start with Rob Clark.
Sound.
That's correct. And we'll go to David Jimenez.
Yeah, it was the Pink Floyd sound back in the day.
That's correct. And Robert Adams.
Look, Ma, I got one right. Sound.
Hey,
that is correct. On board.
There are still 36 questions to go, so there is still plenty of trivia. Question number 5. What song famously sent up record industry executives with the lyric, "Which one's Pink"?
Everyone, of course, thought there was a member of the band named Pink Floyd.
I'm not going to lie. I was one of those people.
To be fair, I mean, I think everyone was at some point.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. This isn't the trivia question I was expecting about this song.
And we'll figure it out in 5, 4.
Maybe pop up like later or whatever.
Yeah.
1. Depends on what song you're thinking of. We'll start with Robert Adams.
That was Have a Cigar.
I was correct for 1 point. David.
Have a cigar.
All right, and Rob Clark.
Have a cigar.
That is correct. A clean sweep.
Somebody stop David Jimenez. All right. Question number 6. Ooh boy. It's album release dates. Jeremy Adams from The Great Beyond is smiling down upon us. In what year did Floyd release Wish You Were Here?
What sort of sandwich should I make for the curse?
Italian BMT. I love a good Italian BMT.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Or
With
like
a bit,
sopressata. I love a good sopressata.
With a bit of LSD just for themes.
That's fair. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. David Jimenez.
Screw Van Morrison, 1975.
That is correct. And Screw Van Morrison indeed. Robert Adams.
That was 1975.
And Rob Clark.
Yeah, 75.
Yep. That's the clean sweep on that.
All right. Question number 7. Who was the creative director for the concept albums?
So he is officially credited as the creative director on all the concept albums, despite what I believe should be true. Discovered this earlier.
I discovered a lot of things when writing these questions. Discovered a lot of things.
I'm ready for if Pink Floyd comes up as a category in a future Jukebox trivia.
But will you be ready in 5, 4?
You're just using us for your own knowledge.
1. Pens down. Probably. Robert Adams.
That was Roger Waters.
That is incorrect. Rob Clark.
That's what I thought.
I said Storm Thurgeson, but I think that's one.
That is also incorrect. David Jimenez to stay perfect.
Oh, I went wrongly with Roger Waters.
The Russian has been cut. The answer we're looking for is David Gilmour.
David Gilmour. Isn't that strange? That is an answer that was given earlier.
Wait,
For the
what
concept?
was the question again?
Yeah.
Who is credited as creative director for the concept albums?
For the concept albums. Maybe it's because of that legal thing that happened in the 80s. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Roger Waters is responsible for the concepts of Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, Wall,
And the final cut.
Yeah, so most of their concept albums were done by Roger Waters.
I'll go and double check, just to be safe.
Yeah, we'll say the play is under review at the moment.
I think that would be like, I would say, a 3-way challenge on that. I'm going to guess Rob Clark would agree with that as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Even though he put Storm Thurgeson for a reason.
Well, he heard album.
Okay, if that's the case, yes.
Well, it says here he is credited as creative director on The Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and The Wall. But I will check to see if Roger also has that credit.
This is why the challenge flag is great to have. Because
because it is possible that they're both credited.
Yeah, because I am guilty of it. Heck, even the heads up match. I decided to try to sneak in a Def Leppard question on a
On a monthly.
I'm not gonna lie. When writing those questions, I for some reason mixed up the two bands. Because I was going to write a question about what was the last album to feature the drummer before he got his arm lost in an accident, and I was like, wait a minute, that isn't Motley Crue, that's Def Leppard.
Roger Waters lost his creative director credit on Animals in 1985 amidst a legal dispute with the remaining members over the use of the band's name and material.
Yeah, I guess then that
was after
so
Waters was basically separated from him.
It was the legal
Start of it.
stance of the 80s after Roger left. He lost the credit on exclusively Animals. But I could see giving him the point either way, but
I will. Okay, we'll do this. I won't give them the point, but I also won't take away their challenge.
Okay,
That's
that
fair.
seems fair.
Yeah.
Because it was a collective, like, 3-way challenge, so
Yeah,
it
I think
was
that's fair.
one single person calling shenanigans. So, all right, hit up with question number 8.
All right, question number 8. What song about stealing underwear served as the band's first single?
Oh, jeez.
I want to say it's been 42 days since I stole my last pair of underwear.
Congratulations.
Ooh. Hey, did you get your 30-day chip?
Glad to see you're on the road to
I
recovery.
did get my 30-day chip, but I actually lost it. So, which means that I also lost my 30-day losing things chip.
Oh, answer. Hopefully these people didn't lose their answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Robert Adams.
That was Arnold Lane.
That is correct. Rob Clark.
Arnold Lane.
You were writing it from stealing underwear. And David.
Had a strange hobby, Arnold.
That is correct.
All right, question number 9. What was the band's first chart-topping song? Quite fond of this song.
I think most of the world is. Hence
Yeah.
why it topped the charts.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Most, chart-topping songs are well-liked. There are exceptions.
Some would argue a lot of them are overplayed. But will they be overplayed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Pens down. I'm going to start with David Jimenez.
I think I screwed up. I said money.
That is incorrect,
Ooh.
unfortunately. Robert Adams.
other
I
one.
changed it to money as well.
Rob Clark.
Another brick in the wall, part 2.
That is
That was
absolutely
the one.
correct.
To tie it up with David.
David.
Close the gap.
So wait, what was the correct answer? Was another brick in the wall, part 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Question number 10. I thought I was clever for this. What was Pink Floyd's 10th studio album?
Bit of a side note since this is an album question. Normally, I usually try to write what was the last album released on 8-track for Pink Floyd, but I could not find the resources to ask said question, so it's a little sad.
Huh. I don't know. 8-track is not a well-documented medium, I guess.
It's not.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with the man who just tied it, Rob Clark.
Is it The Wall?
It is not The Wall. That is... well, I won't say. All right, we'll go to David.
One earlier, Animals.
That is correct, and the gap is back. And Robert Adams.
I said The Wall.
Ooh, and the gap is further.
All right. Question 11. What is the opening track on The Wall?
There's The Wall.
There's one.
There is The Wall.
Where is it?
There's talks of that wall being built there in down in your neck of the woods.
I have no idea what you're referring to. I don't watch the news. No, I'm just kidding.
No? You don't follow social media at all? You've been living in a
Who's the
rock
president? Ronald Reagan?
I think so.
The actor?
Yeah.
You could say that again.
Beats that peanut farmer.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Rob Clark.
In the Flesh?
That is correct. Robert Adams.
In the Flesh.
And David to maintain your lead.
In the Flesh with a question mark.
That is correct.
No, In the Flesh with the question mark is the second time it pops up later on in the album with the fake band covering for the real band.
No, that's incorrect. In the Flesh with a question mark is the opener, and In the Flesh without the question mark is at the second disc. You can double check that if you want.
Do I hear a challenge?
I mean,
I will. If there is the difference, I will take the point from David. If you want a challenge,
there is a difference, but I'm right. I mean, you can double check that.
I don't know,
Fair, you're free game to use the chat.
if someone looks it up, I mean, it's the difference between David getting it right and me and Rob losing a point, or me and Rob and David, all three of us, just keep a point right now.
No, you wouldn't lose the point, right? Because you guys put it without the question mark, right? Oh, you mean if David's right and you guys are wrong. Never mind. I'm done.
Let's just leave it as is.
Okay. All right. Crisis averted.
Fair enough, fair
Question
enough.
number 12. Finish the lyric. Hey, you. Out there getting blank. Getting blank.
I can't say I can't say that I've ever gotten blanked before. I don't know if I want to.
I don't know. Maybe that's like the thing in Men in Black with the
Yeah.
pen.
Or like in Incredibles. Where like we're
Oh
missing
yeah,
the-
Incredibles. Yeah.
We're only looking for one blank, right?
We're looking
There
for
are two blanks.
Two
Hey, you
blanks.
out there getting blank, getting blank. The whole line. All right, I'll give a couple extra seconds because of the misunderstanding.
Can you repeat
And
that?
we'll look for answers. Oh, yep. That's your first repeat, Mr. Clark. All right. Finish the lyric. Hey, you. Out there getting blank, getting blank. Do you get blank from time to time? Because I sure do in these trivia matches.
Ha!
Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Rob Clark.
I think I screwed up. I said old and cold.
Not quite. Sort of a Brooklyn Vale curse. All right, David Jimenez.
Is it getting lonely, getting old?
That
That
is
is
correct. And Robert Adams.
That was getting cold and getting lonely.
Out there
Close.
in the cold, getting lonely,
Lonely, getting
old.
old.
Yeah. Out there in the cold, getting lonely, getting old.
Yeah, that's the words.
Okay. Well, I mean, we put the blanks after getting. I mean,
Well,
you could challenge on the semantics if that is the lyric. Then yeah, I mean, there is a difference.
The two blanks should be cold and lonely.
Well, no.
hey you. Out
Oh,
there
okay.
getting
What?
old, getting lonely, getting cold. Can you hear me? Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the lyrics here.
Yeah.
You know, the bad thing about doing these matches is that people like us
In the
are going to
cold.
refute every single question.
I
getting
know.
asked.
We're the type of people that when you challenge it, we're the ones that you ask if the
Okay. Well, the problem is we didn't say in the. We should have said the full lyric is the problem. So I'm happy to give
So-
another question
Okay, so
Out there in the cold.
because it's out there in the cold, getting lonely, getting old, and
yeah,
we said,
hey,
"Hey, you out there getting blank, getting blank."
yeah, we're gonna watch that question.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch that question.
I'll write another one right now.
So we're gonna okay. I'm gonna ask. So Matthew, I'm gonna ask question 14, and then you ask question 13. So, all right, question 14. What song featured guest singer Claire Torrey? So, with that last question being washed, David still has 9, and then Rob Clark and Rob Adams both. Rob Clark has 8, and Rob Adams has 5.
This is my favorite karaoke song.
Interesting.
Mine too.
We will see if that throws off our other competitor in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rob Adams, what is your favorite karaoke song?
That'd be Great Gig in the Sky.
That is correct. Rob Clark.
Great gig in the sky.
All right. And David Jimenez.
Really underrated. Great Gig in the Sky.
First one hitting double digits, and I agree. The Great Gig in the Sky is a very underrated Pink Floyd song. Mr. Rosa hit him up with question number 13.
Okay. What is the final album featuring the original lineup of Pink Floyd?
Oh, this is a tricky one.
Well, depends.
I say nothing.
I see nothing.
I foresee this going.
Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with I see this. It's going in Robert Adams.
That would be Saucerful of Secrets.
Okay. There's our first
Okay.
right answer. We will check them all. David?
I put animals because I consider the other line.
Okay. And Mr. Clark?
I went with The Wall because Wright was still on there, but he wasn't really a member of the band.
Man, we've got a lot of weird answers. The answer I have is The Piper at the Gates,
of Dawn.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. You meant the original
The
band.
original
founding
lineup of Pink Floyd.
Yeah. I could give that.
Where is Saucerful of Secrets?
The last Jug Band Blues is on Saucerful of Secrets, and that was Syd Barrett's last song on that album, which was their second album. So therefore, that would be the last album with the original lineup of the band.
Yeah.
All right, give him the point. Robert Adams is the only person getting
David
the point.
Gilmour was in the recordings of Saucerful.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
That album.
David Gilmour was there.
Yeah.
He did start on that album as
Then
well.
that's not the original lineup.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be the original
What's the
lineup because
original
if you add someone,
too.
it's not the original lineup. No, because this is actually a big point of contention. The Queen is Dead by the Smiths is not considered original lineup Smiths because Craig Gannon was added. It's because of the fact that if you were to add another member, it's no longer the original lineup. It's considered to be tainted. So I think the answer we're still looking for at the end of the day is the Piper.
In that case, it would be the Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
Yep.
All right.
I can see that.
So it's Piper at the Gates of Dawn. We're in agreement.
We promise that not all questions are going to be.
We have already three.
This is what makes these
number are we on?
matches so
4?
fun.
We're on question number 4, right?
We're on question 15.
Well, I don't have anything to do tomorrow, so.
All right.
Great.
Name the 2 singles from Dark Side of the Moon.
There will be no room for debate on this question.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, in Bulgaria, they released a 30-minute track of White Noise.
They actually did that.
I'm sure.
That's actually not surprising.
We'll see if they came up with the singles in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gonna start with Rob Clark.
I said Money and Us and Them.
That is correct. David Jimenez.
Money and Us and Them.
That is correct. Robert Adams for the clean sweep.
I said Money and Time.
Ooh. 30-minute debate about why Time was a single.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste
All right.
time on finding
Let's
out
just
time.
not start this.
Question number 16. We're staying on the Dark Side of the Moon. What is the opener of the Dark Side of the Moon?
Hard for there to be a challenge on this question.
Maybe there's a variant copy in Romania. It was misprinted and it starts with something else. In 5.
The MGM logo in front
Repeat
of
the question.
That is
Alright.
the first repeat for David Jimenez.
What
Fuck, I should know this.
is the opening track of the Dark Side of the Moon? If Rob Clark gets this and David misses, he could tie. I wouldn't know this, nor would I know many of these questions.
This
that's
is
why-
we are writers.
They're the one who get paid the big bucks. Answers in 5, 4, 3,
I'm gonna feel really
2,
stupid about this.
1. Rob Clark to tie.
Speak to me.
That is correct. David
It is
Jimenez.
Speak to Me. Fuck, I just wrote Breathe. But it is Speak to Me.
And Robert Adams.
Speak to Me.
That is correct. All right. We got a tie. We got a game.
11 to 7 as we go to question number 18. At what studio was Dark Side of the Moon recorded?
I foreshadowed this.
Yep.
Primarily. Let's just say primarily. Yes. No.
Don't forget, Matthew, we still need a question for a replacement of question number 12.
I have it written. We can just read it last.
No, I have the question for the last one.
Okay, then I will go ahead and read it next.
What is the name of Pink Floyd's band?
We will find out in 5, 4.
Who are those
3,
guys who
2,
wrote The Wall?
1. Pens down. I'm going to start with Robert Adams.
That was Abbey Road.
That is correct. Rob Clark.
Abbey Road.
And David Jimenez.
Abbey Road.
All right. Matthew, hit him up with the next question.
All right, I'm going to make sure this lyric sheet is in front of me. All right, we're going back to Hey You. Finish the lyric. But it was only blank. The wall was blank blank.
So, clarification, Mr. Rosa, we're looking for 3 words?
3 words. But it was only blank. The wall was blank blank. This is one I would know, actually, which is surprising of this question set. Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Robert Adams.
So it was only a fantasy. The wall was too high, as you can see.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I don't know where
I
you're.
just wanted
You had an Excel line.
Yeah.
too high, blank blank, but you got it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Rob Clark.
It's fantasy and too high.
Correct. And David.
Fantasy and too high.
All right.
All right. Next
Bless
question. What year saw the release of Metal? Some would say that you can't kill the metal. That the metal
What?
will live on.
You might be able to kill it, you know? Who knows?
I heard Grunge tried to kill the metal,
It kind of succeeded for a good little while.
but they failed as they were stricken down to the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enough with Tenacious D jokes. David Jimenez.
1971.
That is absolutely correct. Robert Adams.
1971.
And Rob Clark for the sweep.
71.
Alrighty, 14, 14, 10.
Here comes another question that I'm sure everyone's going to yell about and say, well, actually, this guy sprained his toe during the recording, so he wasn't really there. Okay. When was the final album with the band's core lineup? And by core lineup, we mean the most famous lineup, the one that everybody considers Pink Floyd, released.
You're wanting like a year?
The year. What year? I feel like I should accept a margin of error within 5.
I mean, that gives a whole new meaning to the Brickle Dale curse. I'm off by 6 years. The curse applies.
All right, I need answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please, God, let them all get it right. Robert Adams.
I said 1985.
That is not what I have. All right. Rob Clark.
Said the wall in 1979.
That is not what I have. And David.
Fuck. I put 79 too, but it's 77 actually.
Animals.
Okay.
No.
I have
Final Cut.
1983.
Yeah. Final Cut
1983.
Right to play on the album.
Wanna argue?
Huh?
No one got it right, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just to
All
get factual, like whatever.
Go
No,
ahead and
yeah.
read the next question, Brooklyn, to answer Mr. Rob Clark's question.
What was that album called?
The last one.
What?
You just said
this
it.
is so this is the Jukebox follow-up standard.
Mhm.
Sometimes it backfires.
You should never drop the answer to a question.
I mean, I think we all know it.
You are not the first person. You will not be the last.
Yeah, that's true.
I believe in the plantation days. It happened a number of times. But enough about the plantation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mr. Robert Adams.
Final cut.
That is correct. Rob Clark.
Final cut.
And David Jimenez.
Final cut.
Alrighty. Question number 21.
I'm gonna lose on that one.
Oh, this is mine, isn't it?
This is
All right. Who is the keyboardist who was fired during the recording sessions of The Wall? A lot of firing and rehiring in this band's history, I discovered today.
almost as much as Panic at the Disco.
No, they haven't rehired nobody.
Well, fair enough.
It was just firing after firing after firing.
It's like, well, we have Brendan Urie now. What are we gonna do? We're gonna
Ryan Ross. Oh man, we have this amazing songwriter and this amazing vocalist. Oh, the songwriter's gone. But now we have Dallin Weeks. Oh, now he's gone. We have a girl who plays guitar. Oh, she's leaving too.
Enough about Panic at the Disco. Let's see your answers in 5, 4, 2, 1. David.
Richard Wright.
That is correct. Rob Clark.
Richard Wright.
And Robert Adams.
I put that famous Ecuadorian novelist Richard Wright.
That is correct.
I can't even tell if that's a joke.
Do you watch Schmodown?
Oh, you mean the Ecuadorian film critic, Josh Tapia?
Yes, him. He's also a pole vaulter.
Mm.
Huh. All right, question number 22.
He also bird watches.
Question number 22. What was the first single off of the Division Bell?
Surprisingly, not just an album of a man beating on a bell with a hammer, although that is something Pink Floyd would totally release.
Also not a concept album about dividing bells. Often used
Yeah,
in the
it's not
education
about the
system
creation
UK.
of the Liberty Bell.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But we'll see if they were able to divide their answers in 5, 4,
That was bad.
3, 2, 1. I'm tired. Time. Rob Clark.
Too many people.
Talking.
That is incorrect. Robert Adams.
I believe it was the only single, High Hopes.
That is also incorrect. David Jimenez.
Oh man, I put high hopes too. It was. What do you want from me?
Take it back.
Take it back.
Take it back.
They released Keep Talking first, and they just only did a video for Take It Back. But whatever, nobody got it
They
right.
did a video for High Hopes also. Beavis and Butthead reacted to it.
No, no more. Make the Pink Floyd men stop.
You entered this, you will never leave.
Question number 23. What single song consumed all but one of the etches on side A of Wish You Were Here? Learned this from Watch Mojo.
Pink Floyd, known for their long songs, as that was a trend in the 70s.
Yeah, they're like Diet Godspeed You Black Emperor.
Aye.
Answers in 5,
Words.
4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to David, the only person who knows who Godspeed You Black Emperor is.
Shine on Your Crazy Diamond, parts 1 to 5.
That is correct. Robert Adams.
Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
That is correct. And Rob Clark.
Shine on, you crazy diamond.
And yep.
And
And we're out of the me questions, so you get to bully Brooklyn now.
17 to 13 as we go into question number 24. And yes, these are my questions now, so you now get to berate me if I have these incorrect.
Okay.
First one, who directed the 1982 film Pink Floyd, The Wall? If you have watched our Iron matches previously, you will learn that it is not just the music. It could be TV shows. It could be video games. We asked on a Michael Jackson Iron Man match. It could be theme songs. Like we asked Billy Joel. It could be key. No, we're not asking key questions.
It could be managers. Cody Newberry, 4-point gate.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Robert Adams.
That would be Alan Parker.
That is correct. Rob Clark.
Alan Parker.
That is correct. David Jimenez.
Alan Parker.
That
They're
is correct.
machines.
I thought that one might have stumped you, but you guys have been studying.
Oh my lord!
That's just one.
All right. Question number 25. How many times is "Comfortably Numb" said in the song the same name?
Oh,
One of my favorite types of questions to raise. Yeah,
because I hate them, and I don't think I've gotten a single one right. One time you asked it about Waterloo, and I think the answer was like 20.
6.
It was 6. I remember that. I was there too.
Oh, that's right. It was each verse, you said, or
Yeah,
each
chorus.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Answers in 5, because they've already got it. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Robert Adams, who looked vaguely scared.
That was 3.
Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah.
All right. Rob Clark.
I said 2.
Ooh, David.
I said 2.
Oh, you guys had a chance.
So I did my research, and it's 2 before the solo, and then once more at the end.
Wait, what the hell?
Yeah. What?
It's
The
twice.
solo
It's
at the end.
twice. It's twice before the solo, and then there's one more. Like there's like there's the.
Oh
there's,
yeah, I forgot
you know what I
about
mean?
the other one. Yeah,
There's
Oh, I know. Yeah.
there's 3.
it was 3.
Wow, these fake Pink Floyd fans turned off the song before the solo ends.
I
Question.
never do that. Shut your mouth.
Question 26.
Heresy.
What was the name of their first live album released in 1988?
They're meaning the Pink Floyd sound, just in case anyone needed some clarification.
One of them is Pink, right?
Misters Pink and Floyd.
This just in, Pink Floyd was actually a character in Reservoir Dogs.
I'd believe it. He's probably played by Steve Buscemi.
Did
Probably.
you say it was released in 88?
88.
Okay.
First live album. Okay.
5, 4, 3,
Not
2,
the first 5.
1. David.
Delicate Sound of Thunder.
That is what I have. That is correct. Robert Adams.
Yeah, Delicate Sound of Thunder.
And Rob Clark.
Delicate Sound of Thunder.
All right. Everybody got it.
Not their
All
first
right.
album, but
Well,
Let's not argue. Let's not argue.
I don't like it when mommy and daddy fight about dead old white men. Question number 27.
they got to
Just
be
2
old.
of them are dead.
How many live albums in total did Pink Floyd release? Oh, Brooklyn, why'd you have to pick something with a specific answer that they can argue?
Because this one is.
If you're
Actually,
counting
it's
Delicate Sound of Thunder
16.
as their first one, I mean,
Yeah.
I think I get it.
My answer is in 5.
The real answer.
4,
We discussed this.
3,
yeah.
1. Robert Adams.
4.
That's not what we have.
Hmm.
Rob Clark.
I went 2.
That's not what we have. David.
Fuck. 2.
That's not what we have.
We have 3.
We have 3.
Oh, Paul. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a follow-up, or can we discuss what the albums are?
No, just give me 2.5 seconds here. And
We will pull it up.
Because normally I have the album titles just to make sure that I'm not crazy. But I will do the quick research.
I'm pulling up the discography.
So yeah, the three live albums that we have here are Delicate Sound of Thunder, Pulse, and Is There Anybody Out There? The Wall Live 88.
Okay.
That is what Wikipedia lists as their 3 live albums.
And then also Ummagumma. The first,
Doesn't-
Ummagumma was a double album. The first album is a live album.
Yeah.
Well, it isn't listed here, so...
And Live at Pompeii, but whatever. Just move on.
Yeah, I was gonna argue Live at Pompeii, but I don't think it was actually released as
Ummagumma is listed as a studio album.
The second part is the first album of the 2 albums is a live album.
The first disc consists of live recordings from concerts at Mother's Club in Birmingham and the college.
But it's usually considered as a studio album, so I just take
if you
it.
look up on Wikipedia, it would fall under studio albums, but
It's considered by the Recording Institute and Association of America as their fourth studio album.
I'll
So,
take that.
based on its official certification, it's a studio album.
All right. Next question. What song off of the Division Bell won Pink Floyd a Grammy for Best Rock Instrumental Performance in 1995?
Grammys questions. I eat these for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've never missed one.
I ate these for snacks in between. I eat release date questions for breakfast and lunch, and then I cry for dinner.
Yeah, I guess because you just keep missing your mouth just slightly to the left or to the right with your food.
Yeah,
That seems pretty rough.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rob Clark.
Maroon.
That is correct. David Jimenez.
Marooned.
Correct. Robert Adams.
no.
All right. 20 to 16 as we move into question number 29.
All right, so after this, they
Sounds
start
good.
losing points, right?
No, I'm on question 30. Question 30 is the last one, and then 31 through 40
right.
will be 10 questions.
All right. What Pink Floyd single had Any Color You Like as its B-side? A lot of people have covered Any Color You Like. Believe it or not. Learned that today.
I did not know that.
I've still never heard any of the versions. So, there's that. Never got into Pink Floyd. I mean,
Yeah,
I like
when talking to like my dad and his brothers, they were like, "Yeah, Pink Floyd is a band I never really got into. They were they were Led Zeppelin heavy."
Fish did a full cover of Dark Side of the Moon, and that's the only time I've heard Dark Side of the Moon.
3,
No wonder.
1. Time. David answers.
Us and them?
That is incorrect, Robert Adams.
Money.
Correct, Rob. Clark take the lead.
Money.
Rob Clark takes the lead as we go into the final question pre-speed round.
I know that song.
All right. Pink Floyd was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996, but it wasn't until 2005 they were inducted into this other Hall of Fame.
So
I will be pretty lenient on the answers here. There's a certain word that I'm looking for. I did realize that I wrote this in a Jeopardy style question. So Matthew, I'll ask you a ridiculous question. You once spent a night in a tent?
What is I did not?
What is you want to bring this up on a live stream?
3, 2, 1. Robert Adams.
That was the UK.
Yes, that is correct. I'll accept that. David Jimenez.
UK Rock Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'll accept that. And nope. All right,
right back to where we were. Damn it.
Whoa, yes, thanks.
So as we move into the speed round portion, we have David and Rob Clark at 21, Robert Adams with 18, but there is still potential here as we move into the speed round. So once again, for each question, you will get a point if you are correct, but if you are incorrect, you will lose a point. Matthew Rosa, head up with question 31.
All right. Question number 31. What record label did Pink Floyd first sign on with? So, pertaining to that last question, do you know the reason that the Smiths still have not been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Because they're vegans? I don't know.
That is actually the correct answer. Morrissey refuses to be inducted because they serve meat.
You just know about the Smiths because of osmosis at this point.
Morrissey refuses to be inducted because they serve meat. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Robert Adams.
I'm going to say EMI.
Yep.
That is correct.
Rob Clark.
EMI.
And David Jimenez.
EMI.
You monsters! You monsters!
10 questions.
All
Don't
right.
make me write extra questions.
Question 32. Who was the first member of Pink Floyd to die on July 7th, 2006? Kind of a morbid question, but we
This is
do
the
have
only
our
guy
time.
from this band who I've actually really listened to a lot of their music.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. David Jimenez.
Sid Barrett.
That is correct. Robert Adams.
Yep, Sid Barrett.
And Rob Clark.
Sid Barrett.
All right. Still tied. Question 33.
Don't worry, man. The Smiths match is very, very soon.
The 0001 is what type of guitar that was famously used by David Gilmour?
And I need the make and the model. So, for example, I do not drive a Honda. I drive a Honda Civic.
Or a Ernie Ball Music Man, because those didn't exist back then, so that's not a hint.
I never actually used Ernie Ball strings.
Yeah, well, use some of their guitars, because they make a couple mean guitars.
Yeah.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we'll go to David Jimenez.
I'm bad at gear. Fender Stratocaster?
It's a Fender
is correct.
Stratocaster. Robert Adams.
Yep, Fender Stratocaster.
And Rob Clark, you're nodding your head yes.
Fender
Fender
Stratocaster.
Stratocaster.
It is still tied.
How many hairs were on David Gilmour's head when he started in the band?
You guys are going to be like 4,736.
Actually, it was 3 less because he kind of lost his hair when.
There was that one time that Roger argued with him and he pulled out some.
Oh my God.
All right. Matthew, hit him up with question 34.
I just asked the last question. I mean, I'll do it though if you want.
Sorry. Complete the lyrics to "Wish You Were Here." Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Blank. Looking for 4 words.
I'm hoping for plenty of these kinds of questions during the Smiths Iron Man match, just to see you write the crazy Irish trite that Morrissey
I will
says.
probably outsource a lot of Smith. They're boring to write.
Oh,
Which one is
wrong.
Which one is vegan? All of them. You're correct. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Rob Clark.
Hot ashes for trees.
That is correct. David Jimenez
Hot ashes for trees.
and Robert Adams.
That's actually what I was going to write, but I decided not to risk it. I wasn't 100% on that.
Alrighty, unfortunately loses a point there. 25, 25, 20 as we move into question 35.
All right, question 35. In the music video for Another Brick in the Wall, the teacher finds a student writing what type of literature in his notebook? And Brooklyn, I'll have you know that killing without reason is murder. So that's why all the Smiths are vegan.
I'm too tired to debate that right now.
Death for no reason. Death for no reason. is murder.
Considering here at PEI, it's the first day of fishing. Yeah.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Robert Adams, the guy who probably isn't going to win unless these guys fall apart.
Poem.
Yeah, it's poems.
Correct.
All right,
Poems every.
Rob Clark,
Poems.
dope. David.
Gives himself a poet.
Poems, everybody.
Oh my
Then I
gosh,
reckon
what a
himself a
shocker!
poet.
You guys
All
all
right,
know it, and you're
Hey,
quoting it.
another follow-up question. The words that the teacher recites are actually lyrics from what single?
Unless something incredibly.
Good chance if they know that one, they probably know this one.
Man, at least the epic rap battles questions are gonna be fun.
Jokes on you. Actually, Jim Green has probably wrote a lot of them already, so you might have an easy week for writing.
I was like, the answer is going to be Rhett and Link.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably for at least one of them.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. David Jimenez.
Money.
That is correct. Rob Clark.
Money.
And Robert Adams.
Money.
All right. 27, 22. So move into the next question.
Question number 37. Between 1970 and 1975, what was the only year Pink Floyd didn't release an album? Look at these two. Their lives must have been horrible. Name Wilbur and Oral.
I wonder if I'll have to make a sandwich. I wonder.
We'll always be together, right by my side. Just me and you. Bonnie and...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. David Jimenez.
1974.
That is correct. Rob Clark.
74.
And Robert Adams.
1974. Next time I'm going to play against people who don't know Pink Floyd.
I want to challenge Matthew Rosa. Actually, no. I want to challenge Kill Coho to a Foo Fighters match because he knows jack shit about Foo Fighters. All right, question 38. What Pink Floyd song is featured on the soundtrack for Doctor Strange?
You could challenge me to Foo Fighters. I would lose. Unless it's like the debut and the color. Other than that, I'm basically out of there.
All right, let's get right to their answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rob Clark.
Interstellar Overdrive.
Correct, Robert Adams.
Interstellar Overdrive.
And David Jimenez to keep it tied.
Interstellar Overdrive.
Holy moly. Do we ever
Somebody miss. Somebody miss.
All right. Question number 39, Mr. Rosa.
All right. Question number 39. What Pink Floyd song begins with the lyrics, "Overhead the albatross hangs motionless upon the air"? Nobody's missing this question. I wouldn't have even missed this question. These are very specific lyrics, and these guys kind of don't suck. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Robert Adams.
Echoes.
Yup. Rob Clark.
Echo.
Oh, shocker. And David Jimenez. And the shock of the
Echoes.
century. Yeah. Yeah!
We're
almost
tied.
done, dude. We're almost done. Please calm down.
Still. The final question, it could all come down to this.
I mean, I'm
But it's
out
not
either
the
way,
final question.
It could all come down to this. Probably my favorite question of the entire match.
I actually thought about writing this.
The name Pink Floyd itself was taken from 2 blues musicians that were in Syd Barrett's collection. Name both of them. I need first and last names.
I was actually just about to write this before we even started writing.
Pink and Floyd. If you just put Pink and Floyd, you are a mad lad.
But if you just put Pink and Floyd, you lose the whole match automatically, no matter how high you are.
Yeah. You lose everything. You lose. Good day, sir. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Robert Adams.
That would be Pink Anderson and Floyd Council.
That is correct. Rob Clark.
Pink Anderson, Floyd Council.
And David Jimenez to keep it tied.
You guessed it. It's Pink Anderson and Floyd Council.
We are tied. We are tied. Please ass friggin' Jesus. We are tied. All right. So how it's gonna work is
fun as
we're
hell.
gonna go to sudden death. If you win or if you get it right, the other person doesn't, you win. We're gonna keep going here. We're gonna make up questions as we go because I thought 40 questions was gonna be plenty considering our last Iron Man matches have been ending in 2 to 3 point spreads. But
Robert Adams
I
said
guess
earlier it was not enough.
Yeah.
Or like a
these questions-
17-point spread with me versus you, Goldie Lay, and Coho.
So,
Yeah.
so just to get
All
this
right.
straight, I technically still have a shot if I start getting them right. They both have to get them wrong at the same time.
Theoretically, if we get that far.
I guess. If
Yeah.
their points fell to where you are, then yeah.
Which
Yeah.
would
Right.
make this the most awesomest video ever.
That would be a dope comeback.
It would actually
Okay.
be.
All right, I've got one.
I have one here.
Okay.
How many tracks are on the album Animals?
Oh.
Please, dear God, let there not be any challenges.
One person get this. Just take a magic guess, and the other person miss horribly.
Nobody say anything until I announce what I need to
I
announce.
promise there are 897 tracks on Animals. I promise.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Robert Adams, let's just see what you had.
It's 5.
David Jimenez.
5.
Rob Clark.
5.
We're still tied.
Mother!
Yeah, shocker.
Okay.
All right, I got one.
I mean, technically, Pig on the Wing is one track that they, at the last minute, decided to separate, but
What is the one song on the final cut not sung by Roger Waters?
What?
I have a really strong feeling we're still gonna be tied.
Supposed to be.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rob.
Said not now, John.
All right, David
Not now, John.
and Robert. I hate you all.
Hang on. You just took the bulk of it.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it's not now, John. Good job.
All right.
guys.
So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, I got another one here.
Okay.
I just need 2 seconds here to sort of compose myself and whatnot.
I've got another one.
Just give me 2 seconds here. Okay, perfect. Here, you ask yours, and then I'll have mine here.
All right. What is the name of Syd Barrett's first solo album?
oh,
I like this record a lot, so I asked this question. In
Pretty
5,
cool one.
I can
4,
see the stupid cover.
3, 2, 1. That's it. All right, Rob Clark.
The Madcap laughs.
All right, David Jimenez
The Madcap laughs.
and Robert Adams.
I didn't get it, but it doesn't matter if I got it or not, anyways.
Yeah, it's the Madcap laugh. Oh man, what a shocker! Oh,
All right, your next question, and we'll give you a little bit more time here. Put the following tracks in order, from first to last, from the album The Final Cut. One of the few, The Final Cut, Your Possible Pasts. I want you to put those tracks in order from first to from earliest to latest from the album The Final Cut.
you might have to start asking like, what month did this album come out?
Yeah. What sort of sandwich did David Gilmour eat before composing the solo to Cut the Window?
Dude, what's up with you and sandwiches?
Sandwiches are our love. Sandwiches are our life.
It was a salami one.
I don't think you
Was
know
very
what that
inspiring.
means. You use
So-
that
so-
phrase. I do not think it means what you think it
means. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. David Jimenez.
It is Your Possible Pasts, One of the Few, and The Final Cut.
Rob Clark.
Yeah, that's my one weakness is this goddamn album. One of the few Your Possible Past the Final Cut.
And your
Yes!
El Kaivan, David Jimenez, sweet ass fucking Moses. We've made it. We've survived.
Yes.
After time.
David, you don't get to call it a championship because I'm never writing another Pink Floyd match.
I don't give a fuck. I'm calling myself a champion.
In what is probably going to be the most enduring match for any competitor. This was actually very fun. Turned around my day quite a bit. David Jimenez, David, you had no slouches of competitors in Rob Adams and Rob Clark. That last track listed question able to save you. How do you feel about your performance?
This was great. I mean, this was probably the best match I've ever been. I love everything. Even Matthew's kind of like tiring of the match. that added something to this. I mean, it was fun as hell. The questions were great. The competitors were great. Let's do this again.
No!
Probably not. I struggled after question 37 to write these. Rob Clark, you guys were neck and neck for so long, and then just for it to end in sudden death. How do you feel?
I'm fine with it. He knows a lot of shit. I hate that album. I hate it. It's terrible. And I knew it was going to start coming up, and I was dreading it, but well, what was I going to do?
Well, unfortunately, life does find a way. But
it's not that bad.
Nonetheless, incredible performance. You still got like 35 points, I believe, 35. I stopped keeping score after tiebreakers.
He got 34. The final winning score was 35.
35-34 to technically 26. Although we didn't go into tiebreakers. Robert Adams, you stumbled out of the gate, but then you found your footing quite quickly. With there only being a 3-point spread going into speed round. How do you feel about your performance today?
Well, I mean, you didn't get to me on that last question. I had actually written down every single track on that album in order. I mean, I do like that album. It is kind of a weird, not quite Pink Floyd. It is more of a Roger Waters solo album, but I like it. But I kind of agree. Like, I don't know the track names on that one specifically. So, yeah, I actually did put down the same thing Rob Clark put down. So,
all right. Well, we are about an hour's in. That is going to wrap things up for our first Iron Man match of this little series that we have. Next week is going to be epic. Rob, Battles of History, as it is myself taking on Linus Babcock, taking on Jay Burns, taking on Caleb Boatman, taking on Hunter Chambliss in the 5-way Iron Man match hosted by Matthew Rosa and Jim Green.
And then the week after that, it's the match you've been waiting for, right, Brooklyn? The match you're so excited about?
I believe we're waiting for a certain champion for that match, as they wanted to win that. So the match after that one is still up in the air. I have to contact my receptionist. So David Jimenez, where can the Jukebox Heroes of the World find you?
You can find me listening to a lot of Pink Floyd everywhere, on Facebook, on Full Metal, on Take 3, on Jukebox. You can be friends with me. I share good memes and a lot of Pink Floyd music. And
yes, them dank memes, no, steel memes. Rob Clark, where can the cool kids of the world find you?
You'll find me cursing the final cut till my dying breath.
All right. And Robert Adams, where can the Jukebox Heroes of the World find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel with my brother, the Cinefanatics. Quick plug, we have the Houston Live Schmodown is coming up next month. We are giving away 2 free VIP tickets and 2 tickets to Mark Ellis's late night stand-up the night before. Go to Cinefanatics to find out how you can win those. You can also look us up on Twitter, Instagram. Everything is through that YouTube channel. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. And Matthew Rosa, where can the other than writing Pink Floyd questions, where can the Jukebox Heroes find you?
Yeah, you can find me in my prison cell where Brooklyn beats me and makes me write these questions. You You can find my song "Cheers" on all music platforms by On the Tip of Your Tongue. It's a neat little song. It's a bunch of references to the show peppered throughout it. You could have seen me last Saturday at the world famous The End, where I played even though I had the flu, and it was an experience. You can see me at the Teen-tastic Classic, which is a festival local to our little Nashville, Tennessee, where my band is actually the headliners, which is pretty neat, pretty exciting to have our name at the top of a festival bill. Yeah, you can find our song Life Finds a Way coming out on April the 27th, which is, a very obvious Jurassic Park reference. And basically, you can just see my band wherever the heck we are. So, yeah, on the tip of your tongue. OTOT Music on Twitter and all that.
You also cover a Pink Floyd song.
Yeah, we don't. We don't do that. Ever. Although, actually, we did do Money once, so I lied. But never again.
All right. You can find me all over this trivia community. You can find me on Full Metal, on Multiplex, on right here on Take 3, doing various different things, either hosting, competing, jobbing, making sandwiches sometimes. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at TheRealBK10, the number, not the word. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Once again, next week, Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the epic Rap Battles of History Iron Man match, so be sure to look out for that. Cheers, guys, and as always, drive